Good afternoon and welcome back here at the Technical Forum at the group exhibit Hydrogen, Fuel Cells and Batteries. We are live streaming here at the Hanover Fairground, so welcome to all our guests watching online. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and also good afternoon, welcome back. Have a seat, have a drink. There's a lovely lady walking around serving you drinks so that you can enjoy our next presentation. Every 15 minutes there's a new presentation. I'm honored to present to you the next topic, which is Offgrid energy solutions based on direct methanol fuel cells, and we'll discuss over 33,000 SFC fuel cells in the market. Wow. And for that, we'll hear the head of customer service at SFC Energy, Mr. Kai Steckmann. Big hands, please.
Yes, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on the Technical Forum. I'm part of the sales team of SFC Energy, and we are manufacturer of DMFC fuel cells, and I'm here to introduce you our technology and also the solutions we are offering to our customers and our users of the fuel cells. So the first slide, I have an overview of the fuel cell technology in general. What is special about the methanol fuel cell is the fuel itself. So we are not working with hydrogen, we are working with methanol. That's shown here on the left side. So we need the air from the environment and liquid methanol, 100% pure methanol, to produce electricity. And as waste products, we also have waste heat and exhaust, more or less the same like a human is breathing, warm water vapor and carbon dioxide. To get a look more detailed in the inside of the technology, here's a schematic diagram of how a DMFC fuel cell is working. We have the fuel cell stack as a core part which is producing the power, and around this stack we have several pumps and filters and tubes and tanks to proceed the methanol, to dilute methanol in water. So we bring the liquid methanol 100% pure in a mixing tank. In the mixing tank there is already water inside, so we create a dilution of methanol in water. This dilution is circulated through the stack, and from the environment of the fuel cell we bring in the air containing the oxygen relevant for the chemical reduction. So we have an air filter, air pump, and bringing the air to the fuel cell as well. And both of these components are working in this process and create the electrical energy. And at the outside we charge batteries usually with 12 or 24 volt system voltage. So we are working as a battery charger. So at the output of the battery, of the fuel cell, there are usually batteries connected. Application-wise, we have 3 product ranges. The core technology is more or less the same, so 80% of the inside is the same general process and components, but we have different housings, specifications of the final products matching the market requirements. In the middle you can see our consumer product. This is called EFOY Comfort. EFOY means energy for you. This is a product for private end users which own a recreation vehicle, a sailing boat or a cabin somewhere off-grid or mobile, and they need onboard power for their time, powering laptops, computers, lights or refrigerator. Then we have a product range for industry applications. That's what we are showing and promoting here on Hanover Fair. This is used in off-grid energy applications, usually in various industries. Here are some examples shown. It's the oil and gas industry, security business, the wind industry. They need power, mobile and portable power, and in these power solutions we use our DMFC fuel cells as a core component. And we also have a military version of the fuel cell for onboard vehicle power or charger in field. The success for DMFC fuel cells, especially in the low power area, is the fuel. As mentioned, we use liquid methanol, and since it is liquid, it does not need to be pressurized, so we do not need any steel bottles or pressurized containers. We have very lightweight certified plastic cartridges. We call them cartridges because they are sealed. They have a safety seal. And in these cartridges, there is a liquid methanol. And therefore, we have a very high energy density. If you take a look on the compartment or the container of the electricity or chemical energy. If we compare these possibilities of storing energy, we have a lead acid battery here on the right. One of these batteries contains 1 kilowatt hours roughly and weighs 30 or 40 kilograms. So this ends up in an energy density of 40 watt hours per kilogram. The next step is a lithium battery, more or less factor 3 more efficient than a lead acid battery. We have here 100 watt hours per kilogram roughly. Next step is a hydrogen bottle. There we have hydrogen in the pressurized steel container. We have 130, 150, or depending on the pressure, 200, 250 watt hours per kilogram. And with our methanol cartridges, where the cartridge itself is very lightweight, we achieve a very, very high energy density of 1,400 watt hours per kilogram. Talking about the energy storage only, and this is a success factor for special small power applications if you need a mobile and portable system. As an example, I brought some pictures from our customers to you. In these boxes or trailers or containers, there's usually the application electronic inside, maybe telecommunication or measurement equipment, and the fuel cell is integrated as well, in some cases DC-DC or DC-AC converters. And in most applications, we are providing power from the fuel cell. We also add solar and wind power. So solar and wind, once installed, is for free. And if the weather is fine, if there's some wind, if there's some sun, you can drain energy for free. But if you need a 100% reliable energy solution, you have to have a fallback solution, and this is the fuel cell. So in some applications during the summertime, solar is fine, and for half a year, only solar panels are fine to power the applications. But if you then get to the winter months, you have snow on the solar panels, it is getting cold, so you have rain periods, then solar and wind might not deliver enough energy, and then you have the fuel cell inside of the container. And this is the advantage of the fuel cell. It is weather independent and 24/7 available, and this is a typical application. It's on the mountains, 2,500 meters high, and you can see here in this weather conditions there's no snow operating, no possibility operating a wind turbine or a solar panel. So during this period of time, the fuel cell is the only energy source for this kind of application. Bringing some examples, we usually monitor these energy solutions. We monitor the charging current from the fuel cell. In some applications also the charging from solar and wind. And we measure the battery voltage, so we have a good overview of what's happening in the remote areas, in the off-grid areas. What you see here is more or less a week time period. And the yellow curve is a battery voltage. The light blue is a solar cell charging the battery. So you can see these are the days where you have sunlight. And this is a night period where you don't have any energy from solar. And what you see is if you have a day with weak sun, so it is a cloudy or rainy day, and the solar only brings some hours or some minutes of electricity, then the next day the battery is empty and the fuel cell needs to produce energy that the application does not run out of power. And then the next 4 days we have sunshine, the weather is fine, enough energy from the solar panel for the next 4 days. And then you can see here as well, there's again a cloudy day, solar does not bring enough power, so fuel cell kicks in and provides 100% reliable energy for the off-grid energy solution. What we are promoting here on Hanover Fair is a new step of output power. So our today's serial products, they offer output power of up to 110 watts, charging a 12 or 24 volt battery. The next step is a 500 watt module. That's what you see here as a prototype. That's what we are demonstrating and promoting here on Hanover Fair. This is a 500 watt module based on DMFC technology, also designed as a battery charger, so battery for power peaks and power changes, and the fuel cell as fallback area for long autonomy and reliable energy source. And a cabinet might look like that. This is a cabinet for 1 kilowatt output power based on 2 modules with DMFC technology. We have a small battery, and here we are back with a good argument for a DMFC fuel cell. We can install up to 4 cartridges with 28 liters of methanol. So this cabinet contains 124 kilowatt hours of energy, and this is more or less our unique point for DMFC. This amount of energy is hard to transport and to handle using batteries or other energy sources, but with methanol it is easy to bring the energy to these off-grid sites, because these cartridges can be transported in private cars and private person can bring it there, change the energy storage, and this is easy to handle and easy to service and easy to maintain. And this is more or less the key factor for our success with the DMFC fuel cells. And due to this high amount of energy, we can offer 10 days backup time, even if we consume 500 watts. Yes, it's more or less concerning the DMFC technology and our energy solutions. We are the company SFC Energy. We are a group, meanwhile, with 4 locations worldwide. We have 14 years of fuel cell experience. Since roughly 10 years, we are selling EFOY fuel cells. EFOY is a brand name for our fuel cells as a serial product. And meanwhile, 33,000 fuel cells are in the market, in the application, and in daily operation. Okay, that's it from my side. Thank you very much for your attention. And if there are any questions, I think we have some minutes to discuss. Thank you.
Thank you also from my side. I have now the opportunity to take questions from the audience.
Thank you for the nice presentation. If you compare with high temperature fuel cell like a solar energy, they use also methanol as a fuel. If you compare with this system, and which kind of advantage of your direct methanol fuel cell systems?
The advantage of direct methanol is that we don't have a reformer in the system, so we don't have an additional component inside, which makes the systems easier to design. And everything stays cold. So the stack temperature is around about 80 or 90 degrees, so we don't have any trouble with starting and stopping the device 3 or 5 times a day. It's not a problem for DMFC fuel cells. So the cycles and the start and stop cycles are not any problem for DMFC because it's a low temperature technology. Sorry? Price for our today's modules is in between 4,000 and 7,000 euros per module, depending on if you choose 45 watt output power or 110 watts output power, and we have versions with 1 or 2 cartridge connectors. So the high power device with 110 watts and 2 cartridge connectors is around about 7,000 euros street price for 1 single unit.
I also have a question at this time. What's the lifetime?
Lifetime for the industry-grade devices is meanwhile 6,000 to 8,000 hours, what we expect. We offer a warranty of 4,500 hours, so we are pretty sure that we achieve this lifetime of 6,000 to 8,000 hours. And we also have seen systems from the field which achieve 10 or 12 or 13,000 hours, so we are on a good way there.
Okay, any other questions from the audience?
Yeah, one question was the warranty, and the next question is what does this methanol cost?
The warranty is 4,500 operating hours within a time range of 2 years. So for the first 2 years you have this warranty and limited to 4,500 operating hours. In this time every necessary service is for free. And methanol cost, since they are filled in these cartridges of 5, 10 or 8 liters, is roughly €4 per liter.
Okay. Thank you very much. Is there one more question? Just one more question.
Is it also possible to get methanol from other sources to fill it in these containers?
Yes.
So there could be lower prices, I think?
Yeah, the methanol itself in the high quantities is very cheap. It is around about 40 or 45 cents a liter. What makes it expensive is the purity and the logistics. So if the container ship arrives, methanol liter price is 40 cents roughly, but you fill it in trucks, you fill it in big cartridges, and then you fill it in our cartridges. The cartridges need to be packed in boxes and shipped to the end customers through a sales channel, and this adds the cost. So, and we have some restrictions and regulation concerning the transportation, and this has to be fulfilled, and then we end up at a price of roughly €4 street price at the end.
Thank you very much. If you have further questions, you can take your questions to the booth of SFC Energy, which is located at B70. Thank you very much, Mr. Kai Steckmann.
Thanks a lot.
At 3 o'clock, that is only in a few minutes, we will have a program, a designated program all concerning the EU project. We'll have a joint undertaking, the FCH project. 1 hour, we'll have 50-minute slots, and we'll be discussing the project results of the FCH joint undertaking.